Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Unification cast this side of your Yorkshire. And today we have got a 1 vs 1 on Meeting of Minds. Playing on the left hand side as the Thousand Sons, we have got Cookie. And playing on the right hand side as the Death Corps Krieg, we have got this name right here. This name will be going for a couple of engineers, a field barracks, and a couple of field generators. Whereas Cookie is going to go for a couple of Zinch cultists and a Demon Gate. So straight off the bat, really, we have a questionable life choice going on here. Demon Gate going up against the Death Corps Krieg. Now, obviously, all Imperial Guard factions are quite defensive, but the, Death Corps Krieg pop down a couple of bunkers, maybe hide inside their listening posts and such, and those demons are going to have quite a hard time munching through those boys. But that being said, this name here, I'm going to call him Opta. I know it's wrong. I refuse to learn the alphabet. Busy man. He's gone for double field generators, so I assume this is going to be a quick tick into Tier 2 and getting out maybe the heavy weapons teams, maybe a couple of Chimeras, maybe a Hellhound or two, and seeing how things go. The all-important Exalted Sorcerer, newly named for the Thousand Sons. Used to be called the Sorcerer Lord, but obviously they've changed the name for him for reasons beyond my ken, but there you go. Everyone is capturing their nearest and dearest, and the fairest and farthest, a cheeky little Lords General Command Squad going to come out. And what friend are you going to go for? Normally it's the Veteran Bodyguard ranged, just because early access to plasma guns is always good, but I suppose maybe Opta is opting, shall we say, for, sorry, to see what the enemy's going to go for, because if it's Thousand Sun Marines, then it's plasma guns, demons, it's ranged, but he's going to go for the ranged option. So there we go. Never mind that early scouting comment, he's just going to go for what feels right. And that's fine. So some Screamers are out, flirting across the battlefield like a demonic praying mantis, or manta ray. My knowledge of animals and insects are apparently lacking today. We've seen the target, keen and eager to wrap their mandibles around those young men and women. Well, the Sorcerer Lord, you have gone for... Do we know what thing you've gone for? Summoner Specialization. Always good for early game aggression. Throw down a Zinchian spawn to help you assault any kind of shenanigans. Also, if one of these listing posts are upgraded, pull everyone back, spawn the, Zinchian monster, that then tanks the damage, allows everyone to break through these things nice and easy. But as I mentioned earlier on, Lords General hiding inside that observation post will keep them safe, and now that listing post is upgraded and we'll be shooting the Sorcerer away for the moment. The Jaegers. Oh, were you Jaegers that you got earlier on? Did I misspeak by saying that you went for a couple of engineers? Maybe I did. Either way, you're inside the observation post now. Safe as houses, as they say. So these Screamers are not really getting the exact kind of damage that they wanted. Death Corps Krieg very happy with this, as they are, like I say, going to be going for that juicy Tier 2. And at the moment, the Thousand Sons have got no Rune Scribes. Oh no, you've got one going on over here, so they were going to go for a very early game aggression, not bothering with the green money and trying to slay the Death Corps in the early game, but deciding to instead swap out their tactics. So that's why we're seeing a lot of blue money saved up for the moment, I reckon. So it's not a flirt, they're just waiting for the right kind of cash, or combination of cash, to buy the right things. There's Tier 2, very early, before 5 minutes. Not many factions can pull off something like that and defend comfortably, but Imperial Guard factions are able to do so. Does that mean you're going to go for a couple? No, you're going to build up a couple, right. Could have done that earlier. That's alright, we're not here for the absolutely most objectively superior players. Everyone's on their own journey, learning to play these kinds of games. RTS is traditionally some of the hardest version of games to really learn. It's not like a first-person shooter where it's run and gun. What was it called? We used to call it the Charlie Sheen build back in the Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare days. Mainly because that was when Charlie Sheen went off his rocker a bit and you would run around dual-wielding shotguns, and you had that juggernaut ability where when you died, you laid a grenade down. Or maybe I'm getting the abilities in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 mixed up. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't even that game, it was a different Call of Duty. I can't remember. That was practically a million years ago, back when everything was in black and white. Back when all of this was just fields, young man and our woman watching this. By the way, yeah, they're going out and about, these screaming Zinchian people, and so are the cultists, but just absolutely nothing's happening for them. All the screamers are dead, and the Exalted Sorcerer now only just getting his demon summoning spell. So that's the problem with the Thousand Sons. If you don't get your green money out earlier on, yeah, sure, you can research the actual spell book, but you should then need to research the spells within the spell book to be able to make any use of them. So maybe this is Cookie's first few times playing the Thousand Sons. So far, keeping the Deathcore Krieg inside their base. It's not in the most ideal situations. He is getting tier 2 just finished now, so he's got plenty of money to spend on bigger and better things. Ascension spawn now finally out. Deathcore are building up a bunker inside their base for defensive reasons and going straight into a Hellhound. Current economy is 98 and 24 compared to 98 and 20. So both teammates, people on either side of the map, got plenty of money saved up, and this observation post is about to go down. Yeah, maybe if you're going to go straight into vehicles, probably spend more money on field generators, but they have not. And only one soldier left. Now you may be wondering, why is he retreating when his morale's been broken? But I imagine that's because Opta gave the command to run away before he lost his morale. So they follow whatever the last order is before then charging into glorious combat. That's one way to counter the Deathcore's zealous nature. Ascension spawn is dead. Lord General's command squad is going to regain their Lords General. And there we go. Well, the Deathcore have defended, but they have not got access to their relic out on these parts yet, so that's a bit of a pain for them. I'm going to go for a spiteful tutelary. Yep, that's how you pronounce it, Mr. Landshark. That's definitely how you say that word. And you're going to fall back for why? For why, Cookie? Is it because you're just choosing the ways of peace? Have you decided, you know what, this whole war thing, not my bag? To be fair though, pushing any further would have probably been a bad situation with that Hellhound knocking about. Definitely need to get that anti-vehicle stuff on the go. Also going to build up a glyph-scribed construct on the slag deposit as that diamond comes down, which, you might be mistaken, but that looks very much like the crystals that you would get in Croc and the Legend of the Gobbers, or the Land of the Gobbers. Again, whatever you call that game. You know that secret level at the end where you're going to beat up the crystal boss? Yeah, I remember that game. Also makes me think as well of the gems that the dragons were encased in the original Spyro game as well. Always nice. Look at this, loads of classical references. You young whippersnappers won't get that. I know some of you old soldiers watching this video will massively appreciate the classic references. Now, where the Exalted Sorcerer is not getting too far that way. We've only seen one Hellhound. Hellhound's still alive. He's still alive. He's still there. Sneaky Zinchian cultists there. Won't be able to see them coming up. I've got to watch from the Thousand Sons perspective just so we can see what they're up to. No vision detection from the Deathcore Krieg as of yet. One thing that Deathcore Krieg do lack is the notable roster of heroes that the Vanilla Guard and the Praetorian Guard and all those other Guard factions do have. Or at least, I think they do. I've not really seen Deathcore Krieg players make full use out of their little mini hero units. Can still get commissars and other things like that. They're not really popular because they don't exactly kill their own men. They, act in a much more paternal and caring role, offering hugs rather than las pistol shots to the back of the head. Well, another advance has been shaked off away. Gonna get a decap on that relic, and we have got a Master Voxcaster for the Seeing of the Infiltrated chaps. That will kill them very quickly. One squad wiped down. And Opta still got control of that relic. Here is a sneaky squad of horrors of Zinch now. Unlike their vanilla counterparts, you can get 8 pink boys in a squad. I don't think they come out fully fledged as 8 members. It's not for my memory. Very deadly against those vehicles and buildings. Gonna make sure that they're not killed by all these crazy Kriegers there. They'll fall back. But they also bring forth blue horrors as well, which are also anti-vehicle, so hard to really burst fire these guys down. And you can't really bring the morale much or easily neither. I mean, they've got low morale at 50, but they're all split up into squads of 2, so you break one squad's morale, and the other squad is totally fine. They're all dead, but this Ferrum Infernus Dreadnought will not give one iota of care towards your flamey nonsense. He's got 2 blades, he's ready to smash things up, but looking like he's having a bit of difficulty moving forward with this heavy weapons platoon firing away with their auto cannon. Auto cannons, well, a nice little all-rounder weapon. Aren't designed necessarily for punching the armour of a Ferrum Infernus Dreadnought. While breaking on those soldiers, they will try and run away for the moment, but they will then decide to just hold their ground, not even bother fighting back. They're just enjoying the view. There we are, bayonet charge in there. Oh, never mind. Cowards! They say. Might have been the Watchmaster mastering his watch, able to tell the time, well, what time of day it is. All the firepower coming in, but they will not be able to get their las cannons until tier 3. Is tier 3 on the way? I don't think it is. One lad being slapped down. And Zinch's now got the opposite problem. They've now got too much green money. Incredible amount of green money. Okay, going into tier 3 and then going to buy, I assume, Predators. Hellblades or Hell Talons or whatever you call them. They're always good. Infernus Dreadnought is going to have a bit of a nap. Regain his health, or at least just continue losing the health, but just survive longer, being a bit of a pain for everyone to deal with. And right, a Crucible Sorcery in the middle of the bit of the middle of the map. Yeah, sod it, why not? Why not just buy random nonsense for no reason and stick it in the middle of the map? Maybe you could just win by confusing the Death Korps Krieg. Ah, the old changer of ways. You never know what he's up to. Gonna build a pyramid right next to the critical location. And all goes quiet for now as the Death Korps Krieg decides to go for tier 3. And maybe potentially going to jump inside... No, you can't jump inside a Hellhound. That's not how Hellhounds work. They're going to go north altogether. Leaving the Thousand Suns to build up more of their economy. Vehicle cap increase into Predators. Yeah, that's... I thought as much. Death Korps falling foul of a thing that all Death Korps Krieg players really do. I've not seen Death Korps player for a very long time learn from this lesson. Is that yes, you may be a defensive faction, but you know you can also attack them. You can also attack them as well. I will fast forward just a smidgen and wait for the assault to begin, because the Thousand Suns are in the prime position here. Not only can they buy all the big stuff, but they can also quickly rebuild their fighting forces should they lose anything. Zinch cultists have spotted the Hellhound. We'll shoot it a bit. Engineers have repaired the Hellhound. Now, flames and fire, but they've seen, or been seen by a Predator. No Predator will come over. And without any anti-vehicle stuff, these guys are going to have a whirlwind of a bad time. These double Predators also have now kind of backed themselves into a corner here. Where you are a... There's a Commissar. Ready to give the men a hug. Hugs, not drugs, kids. That's how we do it. Someone letting off fireworks. Always nice to see. Chosen Marines now coming forward. Oh, beautiful. Little Valkyrie fire right in that little nook. That was fantastic to see. All part of the plan, I imagine. Predator's taking a little bit of a licking. Exalted Sorcerer going to throw down a conjured demonic entity. Very low health. Also evaporates slowly over time, but gonna provide some damage to everyone within his range. There are the last cannons, and that's going to be taking the Predators offline very quickly. There's another Lesser spawn as well, but could have probably have been summoned a lot sooner. And one Predator down, one Hellhound down as well. Predator is now really very much backed into a corner. And a very powerful tactic indeed, putting the heavy weapons platoons inside the Storm Chimera. Unlike the Vanilla Guard, they don't need to sit down and set up. They could just come out and more or less instantly start opening fire. So there's a potential spearhead open for the Deathcore Krieg. They can start being a bit more aggressive. And now they've also got a Ragnarok as well. Redonkulously good tanks all around. Summoning the Lord of Change research, so maybe a greater demon is on the way. Death Guard needs to make a push forward, but no, they're going to put a bunker down. Of course they are. Why would they do anything else? And the Zinch cultists making use of the heavy cover, but at the end of the day, they are just squishy piles of meat, much like the Death Corps themselves, lacking the ordnance to sustain a solid defence. There's that Ragnarok. Big old stodgy cannon on its turret. The Rhino is being shafted, but Thousand Suns, they're thinking, okay, you can just fight amongst those for the moment. We're going to get a Trophy Grav Raider. Going to get that Demonic Prince dude. Frail Apotheosis, don't know what that does, but that'll do something, I imagine. And right in the middle here, Ahriman the Exile. Ah, yes, they never expect the proxy Crucible of Sorcery with the proxy Ahriman coming over. And also going for even more upgrades on the Exalted Sorcerer. Trophy Grav Raider doing a bit of a slip and slide here. And quite a powerful beast indeed. Lots of plasma cannons, but not the tankiest of Land Raiders known to man, especially with all these lasguns coming in. So definitely needs to start focusing down on those, although doing a weird kind of shimmy and shakes. He was able to fire his plasma guns at two targets. And look at him go. He's not comfortable just firing at one person. He's going to try and take them all on. You've got to respect that. Infantry always struggle. Oh, he's going to try not to get out of there. And he does manage to survive. Send those Thrall Wizards over for defensive reasons. As Exalted Exile is shot to death. Now it's just Ahriman the Exile. And where is that big old beaky sod? The research's been finished. So maybe you need that Exalted Sorcerer for a reason. Oh no, the Trophy Grav Raider goes down. That's very sad. Well, if there's one thing to say about this match from a gameplay perspective, I feel like as if Cookie's plan was to get to tier 4 as quickly as humanly possible and then buy stuff, but he's not really buying anything. He's got all the squad cap possible. He could just be spamming out stuff, but he's just getting more Thrall Wizards. Here come the Marines of the Damned. Immortal, you can't kill them. And they do a fair lick of damage. Although going up against the Ragnaroks are keeping them at a distance while the Predator tries to do what damage it can. Ahriman, a remarkably strong individual. Doing all sorts of magics. Quite a large AoE effect at the moment. Just saw the little red thing going on around them. I do believe it's a slur. And even though he's a wizard, even though he's wearing cloth, well, I mean, he's wearing, regular Space Marine armour, but Psychers are not normally meant to be this tanky, but he's just tanking it all. And so if you're, not familiar with how the game works and You know, you're wondering yourself, hey, how come I keep on losing my games? This is one major sin that Cookie is committing here. He's buying stuff, which is great, but he's sending them in one at a time. You kind of need to play defensively, build up your own army inside your base as best you can, and then push out. Because at the moment, there's a fully fledged army here, and even if you get your strongest thing, like, say, for example, a Trophy Grav Raider, on its own, unsupported, it ain't gonna win. But Araman, he's coming online with the biggest of blasts, but ideally you don't want to be using that big... Oh, well, never mind. It was a miss. Oh, it was a whirlwind. That was a different kind of blast. Okay. Fair enough. The Falson's whirlwind, quite an accurate piece of kit. Oh, that's quite a widespread. One man is magic. And that is the Death Guard, a little bit bamboozled. Our smaller sorcerer taking a bit of friendly fire damage. Our man is looking a bit sad at the moment though. Solid sorcerer, I'm not sure what you're planning. It's hiding around the ridges. And there's some infantry, so chosen Rubik Marines, a couple of Rubik Marines as well. Maybe you could also go for a squad cap increase. That'd be what I would want to see. Exalt Sorcerer is bashing the Ragnarok in close combat. Deathcore Krieg, not exactly sure what you're doing, Deathcore Krieg. You're just chilling out, I guess. It's like, okay, well, I bought 2 tanks. I built up a bunker. What more could I want? What more could I need? Bullets have been blasted. And we'll go down again. Where is this changer of ways? It was researched. The big chicken was definitely researched, but it's not coming out at the moment. Beautiful blue explosion from the Lord General's command squad. The second Ragnarok is about to go down. As these guys are focusing quite heavily on this Crucible of Sorcery. Well, it's slowing them down. It's doing a job. Maybe not the job it was designed to do, but it's doing a job at the very least. Gunshot emplacement, quite a beefy. Bit of static defense for the Deathcore Krieg. Maybe they're thinking, well, this would be prime real estate to put a bunker on. Quick, take that down. Maybe they're not wrong. Maybe they are not wrong. It's a venerable Rubik Dreadnought. Yeah, Deathcore Krieg, how much money have you got? No, you've got plenty of money. Just buy things. You've got the Commissariat Lehman Russ. Soon to come out. Venerable Dreadnought looking for a twin-linked las cannon to help bash the Ragnaroks. Predator over here nearly dead. Rubik Marines are just chilling out at home. Yeah, it's very often when you get newer players, and again I want to say this with as much love and respect as humanly possible. We're all learning how to play the game, but the problem is that when you get to the late game and you've got so many toys to play with, it's always quite difficult to know what to go for and what to bring out. Having a very hyper-specific idea in mind and then committing to that is usually the done thing. You think, right, okay, well, I'm into tier 4 now, I've got my Trophy Grav Raider, that is my Lich Pin, everything else will be built around support that. Send that in to kill stuff. But that is not what's happened. Lift Scrab Construct being whittled down. Go on, build something. You've got the time, you've got the energy. Vehicle cap increase, squad cap increase. Prospects coming out. And the Deathcore Krieg is more or less got out at this point, unless of course the Prospector comes out and does some crazy shenanigans. Where's Armin at this point? He's just chilling at the base. Where's the Exalt Sorcerer? He's chilling on the other side of the base. I mean, back to back them like Charlie's Angels. Send them forth. They'll work together better as a team, as a unit. Listing post dead. Rune Scrap, Construct. And, right, yeah, okay, so, quick, buy everything. Panic buying, that's what we do. Here is the Lucius Plan Command. Am I saying that correctly? Yes, I am. Oh, no, that's going down. That's going to be a big, huge GG, unless, of course, Araman sends these guys to the shit zone. Although, will that end up killing his own building, maybe? Nah, surely not. Surely not. Prospector now at just under 3/4 of the way there. Thrall Wizards are looking to keep that building alive. The regular old men running down. And there we are. It's not going to happen, I'm afraid, boys and girls. The Prospector is dead in the water. And Cookie, only kind words, I assume. Say no thank you, nothing to this. Rest and recuperation. And there we go, that is the end of the game. So yes, not the most stellar of plays, let's be honest, boys and girls, especially when it comes to the efficient spending of the economy. But I mean, you know, like, I think I'm right in saying that the early game, the guys kind of had a general idea. Right, I'm going to take up into Tier 2 really quick. Right, I'm going to go super aggressive. Blooming hell, my one plan that I had in mind has gone a bit awry. Quick, go to a different plan. And maybe there just wasn't a plan B, and there wasn't much follow-up, but the Deathcore Krieg knew what they wanted to do. They were going to save up their money, buy big things, and slowly trundle on. Could have probably trundled on a lot quicker. They probably could have won this game maybe about 5 minutes earlier. But that's alright. Like I said, we're all learning, we're all growing and stuff. So there we go. So cheers, boys and girls, for watching at home. And if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week. And there's also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.